Let me list those off. In terms of speaking to former presidents, I've spoken to all of them that are living. Obviously, President Clinton. I didn't want to get into a Nancy Reagan thing about doing any seances.
You were the first that I know of nationally to use the adjective arrogant in describing Barack Obama. Is this an example of that arrogance?
Oh, absolutely. And not only is the statement arrogant, but then how he handled it is arrogant. He made the statement, then he tried to soften the statement before, thinking that somehow or another he could cover up and say, well, that's not exactly what I said. And he's also very arrogant. He is an ironic, sardonic observer of what's been going on in the Senate since he arrived there. Not a participant, but he's been, he's very smart, and he knows it. And he lets that display itself by the kind of arrogance we've seen here in the last couple of weeks.
As president, I will end misguided defense policies. I'm the only major candidate who opposed this war from the beginning. And as president, I will end it. Militia and Iraqi security forces have achieved progress in the security arena. The premature drawdown of our forces would likely have devastating consequences.
Obama's first supporters, back when few people really had faith in him to do this job. How does it feel tonight?
It feels like hope won. It feels like it's not just a victory for, obviously, Barack Obama. It feels like America did the right thing.
Of Scripture should guide our public policy. Should we go with Leviticus, which suggests slavery is okay? Or we could go with Deuteronomy, which suggests stoning your child if he strays from the faith? Or should we just stick to the Sermon on the Mount, a passage that is so radical that it's doubtful that our own Defense Department would survive its application? Folks haven't been reading the Bible.
Contrary to the rumors that you've heard, I was not born in a manger. I was actually born on Krypton and sent here to save the planet Earth. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set.
Everybody somewhere between the ages of 18 and 25 will serve 3 months of basic training.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong. Yes, we can.
Obama's healthcare plan will include coverage of all essential medical services. Yes, we can.
going to try to say, well, you know, he's got a funny name. And he doesn't look like all the presidents on the dollar bills and the $5 bills. You know, he's new, doesn't look like the other presidents on the currency.
Beware of Obama. He's not what you think. They're trying to make him look like a Muslim. In the U.S., they try to. He may have been a Muslim at one point, but they want to hide in the U.S. But in the world, they want to say, "Oh, he's a Muslim. You should like him." I'm basically a writer. I'm a historian. I've written about terrorism in Central Europe. I've written about George Bush the Elder. My unauthorized biography of George Bush is, I think, a fairly well-known book on the internet. I've written about the world economic crisis, a book called Surviving the Cataclysm. I've done essays on history called Against Oligarchy, and then 9/11 Synthetic Terror Made in USA. And I have one book that's now out, Obama, the Postmodern Coup, The Making of a Manchurian Candidate. But I'm so alarmed by the phenomenon of Obama that I've written not one book this year, but two. There's a second book coming out, The Unauthorized Biography of Obama. In terms of U.S. politics, my task is basically to call people's attention to the most dangerous covert operation that's going on at any given time. From 2001 to 2007, that was the entire 9/11 myth and the attempt to start wars, the Afghan war, the Iraq war, and for a time, the Iran war. Up until about the middle, say about July, August of 2000.